Alright, hey everyone, today we're going to be doing the video on the Nightstalker subclass, the Void Hunter's new subclass. Hopefully you guys enjoy. As always, I'm going to let you run through the little clip of video that we saw from the live stream, and then I will review each and every aspect of the subclass afterwards. So here we go.
My controller. Other one. Oh, great. There you go. Yep, we're good. There you go. Let's give this to you. Yeah, so I'm going to be running with the Hunter. So this is my favorite new subclass. This is the Nightstalker. It's the Hunter's first true support build. So we're going to look at this, take a little deep dive. So first up, we have the grenades. So he's got Spike Grenade. So that's a pretty fun one. It's a little tricky to use, but once you've gotten the hang of it, you can really set up some cool plays. Got Void Wall. So this is the Hunter's new grenade. It creates this big horizontal wall that's an area denial tool. It's really powerful and really fun to use. Really cool visuals. And good old classic Vortex grenade. So he's got a bunch of what we like to think of as trap grenades. So he can set up plays with area denial really easily. For his jumps, we are going into higher jumps. So we got the super tall jump, better control, and triple jump. I tend to go with better control because I like to do the strafing mid-air kind of gameplay. It gives you some cool, tricky opportunities. And then for a super shadow shot, the Nightstalker will actually summon this void bow, pull back a shot, and when it hits, wherever it hits, it'll sort of build up, lash out, and grab a bunch of targets, slowing them, suppressing them, keeping them stuck. And there's a bunch of fun little mods here for that. So sharing the damage across the tether, lasting longer, being a little bit more reliable, and then quiver to shoot it 3 times basically. So that's super fun. So
I round them up and we'll knock them down.
Exactly, yeah. So I'll go with Black Hole so we can make sure we get maximized round up, knockdown. For his melee, we have the Smoke Bomb. So this is the Hunter's new little toy here. He can throw that to disorient guys, blind them, and there's lots of new mods for that as well. So Venom to double down on the damage factor of the Smoke Bomb. Vanish and Smoke.
This one, I was telling, this one's my favorite. I love Batman.
Yeah,
and so it's like a smoke pellet. It's fantastic.
This one's super great for your teams. Like I said, the Nightstalker is all about supporting his team, so you can actually take you and your allies visible with Smoke Bomb here. And then Snare, so kind of playing on the trap gameplay theme. For his stats, I chose to double down on agility and recovery. It's my style. And since I'm going to be supporting these guys, I'm going to be running Courage of the Pack, which is another way to keep supporting my team. Light of the Pack is another good way to do that. And if you want to be a solo kind of guy and focus on area denial, you can run Lockdown, which is a good way to double down on your traps as well. And then over here, I'm going to be running Shade Step, so I can dodge a bunch around, and I love dodge. It's super fun. Makes me feel really agile. But the other options are Predator, which is basically another trap mode kind of thing, and Keen Scout, which gives me a lot more awareness of my environment.
Starting off with the grenades, we have the Spike Grenade from the Defender Titan. Pretty standard. Not a super great grenade, but it's more of the tripline formula. This could be pretty decent. Then we have the Void Wall Grenade, which actually is another one of those wall grenades where it draws a line on the ground. This could be very, very powerful. Probably the choice PvP and PvE grenade for this subclass. Then we have the classic Vortex Grenade from the Voidwalker subclass, just a ball of vortex energy. As I said, I think the Void Wall Grenade will probably be your choice for PvP and PvE. Spike could be pretty good in PvP, but I think Void Wall is going to be what everyone's using at first and throughout this subclass. So that's going to be your go-to nade most likely. Then we have kind of the classic gunslinger jumps. We have higher jump, better control, and triple jump. Pretty much the exact same from the gunslinger actually. And here, my personal favorite is triple jump. A lot of people like better control, especially now that the bones of Yao, I don't know how you pronounce them. However you pronounce them are in the game. You can add another jump onto that, so better control is pretty good with those. But those are not confirmed to be coming into year 2 form yet. So triple jump is my favorite. For the super mods, we have Bloodbound. Tethered enemies explode when killed, and damage to tethered enemies is shared to all. I see this being probably the best for both game modes, and I'll share that a little bit about that later. Black Hole, the Void Anchor has increased range, lasts significantly longer, and tethers more enemies. Also, very, very strong mod right there. Think this will be very, very choice as well. And then lastly is Quiver, fire shadow shot up to 3 times. Void Anchors have reduced range. So, I don't know. I've been told that all 3 of these are extremely powerful abilities. I wouldn't think Quiver would be that good, but I've been told that it is. At the same time, you know, Bloodbound, I see that being really good. You know, damage that you do to one enemy being shared across the tether to all your enemies. That could be really good in 3v3 PvP, for example, Trials. I'm really thinking this is the best Trials of Osiris class in the game right now. Super-wise and grenade-wise, especially at the moment. So that could be really good for Trials of Osiris. You know, if you tether all 3 of them, you shoot one of them, and you do the same amount of damage to all the other 2. So that could be extremely good. But I see all these mods being extremely, extremely good. So we're gonna have to see how this works out, because this could be really just personal preference. Me personally, I will be going with Bloodbound most often. Maybe Black Hole in PvE every once in a while, but I think I'll go with Bloodbound a lot more. Next up, something very interesting. The Hunter's Melee, or quote-unquote melee, is a smoke bomb. The mods for it are Envenomed, adds a toxin that damages enemies within the smoke. Then we have Vanish in Smoke, where you and your allies near smoke explosions vanish from sight, which actually turns you invisible. This could be very, very good in PvE. That could be amazing. So that's awesome. Snare, and then that allows you to stick to surfaces, detonating when enemies are near. So that pretty much makes it into a trip mine smoke bomb, which is freaking awesome. Like, that is so cool. Like, smoke is going to be a really interesting thing to play around with, especially in Trials. You know, masking your movement, becoming invisible whenever you want, or, you know, damaging enemies. I personally think damaging enemies is going to be the best one for Envenomed, but that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, Vanish in Smoke is going to be best for PvE, and, you know, who knows? Maybe you could set up some cool plays with Snare. So, yeah, we'll have to see about that one. That's pretty awesome. Now for some generalized mods, we have Courage of the Pack. Killing tethered targets increases recovery and armor for you and nearby allies. Stacks up to 5 times. Could be very, very good. I mean, I see that being extremely good. Light of the Pack. Killing tethered enemies creates orbs of light for your allies. Also very good in PvE, although I think Courage of the Pack might be slightly better in PvE. And then lastly, we have Lockdown, which actually grenade and smoke effects last twice as long, allowing strong territory control. So I think this is going to be your choice PvP bonus, but the other 2 are going to be pretty good in PvE. You know, if you want to generate orbs, you're obviously going to go with Light of the Pack. But honestly, I think Courage of the Pack is going to be your go-to PvP, or maybe some PvP use for that, but PvE, I think Courage of the Pack, and then Lockdown is probably going to be your PvP ability there. And finally, for the last column of upgrades, we have Keen Scout, Sprint and Sneak Faster, gain Enhanced Tracker, and the ability to mark targets you damage. This could be extremely, extremely good, like crouch walking faster and sprinting faster and marking people. Then we have Predator, Void Anchors fired from Shadow Shot become traps that stick to surfaces and wait for prey. So it's another kind of trip mine ability, just like the smoke grenade. Then finally we have Shade Step, which is press circle circle, or on Xbox BB to evade. And this is literally a carbon copy of the evade armor ability from Halo Reach and such games. Very, very powerful. Lots of potential for that ability in PvP. People who get really good with that, and I think it's actually spammable. I don't know what the cooldown on it is. You might be able to spam it more than Blink. But this could be very, very deadly, especially with a shotgun. I really hope this doesn't replace Blink for shotgunning. I really don't want to see another Blink shotgun era after the Blink nerf with Shade Step. But people who get very, very good with Shade Step are going to be extremely, extremely deadly. And I actually got pretty good with Shade Step back in Halo Reach, or not Shade Step, but Evade back in Halo Reach, in like Elite Slayer and things like that. And I would just murder people with it. It was so fun. So I could see this being very, very good. But at the same time, we do have that Keen Scout ability. sprint and sneak faster, gain enhanced tracker, and the ability to mark targets you damage. Enhanced tracker, I think, means like you can tell where they are better. Like the tracker gets split up into more sections, so you know more accurately where they are. And there's actually bonuses on weapons to do with getting a kill and enhancing your tracker. So we've seen gameplay of that. I don't know if I'll be able to find any to post right here in the video like I did for the Titan. I'm kind of on a crunch to post this video. But Keen Scout, very, very solid ability. I don't know. Mark targets that you damage as well. If it's just like the marking that we see on the Fang of Ute, where it's just like a green, like like you're literally marked. You can't really see him through walls at all. Like it's just like a mark that you can see from visual range. It's like a little green spike appearing out of the top of your head. So that could maybe it's not so good. I think Shade Step will be really good though. Predator, I mean, yeah, that could also be good. It depends how long the Void Anchors last and how long the smoke grenades, the smoke bombs last. Because if you can just literally set up an entire trap area with smoke and Void Anchors, like that's gonna be crazy. Like you could just literally lock down an entire area. Once again, I'm thinking of Trials of Osiris. You can literally just sit on the objective, fire your Void Anchors, and place smoke bombs at strategic locations. And if someone tries to rush you, then you just sit there, capture the objective, and all your traps do the job for you. Like that's going to be incredibly powerful. So I don't know. We'll see. All those feel like they could be incredibly good options, but I think a lot of people will be using Shade Step. Let me know what you guys will be using in the comment section below. I've told you my personal opinions and what I'm going to be experimenting with. But yeah, overall Nightstalker looks like the dominant Trials of Osiris class, and it could be very, very good in PvE as well. I think it might replace Blade Dancer for like the revive mechanic, because you can equip that perk for smoke bombs that turns your entire fire team invisible when you explode a smoke bomb on your fire team. So that's incredibly powerful, and it could be very, very good in PvE. So yeah, I'm seeing Nightstalker as the most powerful, if not, well, probably the second most powerful class that's being introduced in the Taken King. We'll be doing the Stormcaller in the next video, and I hope you guys are excited for that, because I certainly am. In my opinion, Stormcaller is more powerful, just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Sunsinger is in PvP right now, and Sunsinger is fucking stupid overpowered in PvP with Viking Funeral Firebolts and such. So yeah, hopefully you guys look forward to that video. I certainly am. And Stormcaller is going to be awesome. So join me for that video, and I'll see you guys there. Later.